I've mentioned something called the Integrated Aerodynamic Cooling System, or IACS, in a few videos. This one isn't about teasing, it's about explaining what it actually is, why it exists, and why I think it matters, without turning it into hype or giving away anything that shouldn't be shared. This is a concept level explanation, architecture, not blueprints. Most vehicles cool engines in a surprisingly blunt way. We leave the radiator exposed all the time. We throw air at it, and when that's not enough, we turn on fans and hope for the best. Cooling aerodynamics and efficiency are usually treated as separate problems. At speed, we waste airflow and create drag. At idle or low speed, we rely almost entirely on electrical fans. And between, there's very little active management of where air actually goes. In other words, we cool engines by exposing components, not by managing airflow. Here's the part most people never really see. When air enters the front of a vehicle, it doesn't just go straight through the radiator and neatly exit out the back. It comes in fast, it hits a wall of components, it slows down, it spreads out, and then escapes wherever it can. When that air exits in a wide, uncontrolled pattern, it creates low pressure zones and turbulence, especially under the car. That turbulence isn't just messy airflow. It increases drag, it disrupts underbody flow, and it forces the engine to work harder to push the car forward. At the same time, cooling systems are designed as if airflow is either on or off. Fans turn on, fans turn off, but airflow from vehicle motion is continuous, and we mostly ignore it. So you end up with a situation where cooling air is doing three things at once: cooling the engine, creating drag, and disturbing airflow the rest of the vehicle depends on. None of that is intentional. It's just a side effect of not managing airflow as a system. Right now, most cars cool engines by letting air in and hoping it leaves in a way that doesn't cause problems. The IACS treats airflow as a routed resource, not something that just hits a radiator and disappears. Instead of assuming air will behave the way we want, the system is designed around where air enters, how it's restricted, and how pressure differences created by vehicle motion can be used intentionally. The key idea is integration. Aerodynamics and cooling are not separate systems. They influence each other every second the vehicle's in motion. At speed, forward motion already creates pressure. Instead of fighting that with drag, the system is designed to work with it, controlling exposure and routing rather than relying only on fans. This is not just grill shutters, it's not just ducting, and it's not just an active fan strategy. Those are individual tools. The IACS is about how those tools are arranged in a single architecture that manages airflow continuously. Most systems react to temperature. This system is designed to manage flow before temperature becomes a problem. This matters most in the places current systems struggle: cold starts, stop and go traffic, highway cruising, towing, and heat soak after shutdown. In all of those conditions, airflow behavior changes, but most vehicles treat airflow as static. If this sounds obvious to you, that's because it probably should have been addressed a long time ago. Automotive systems tend to evolve in silos. Cooling gets optimized, aero gets optimized, efficiency gets optimized. Integration is harder, but that's where the gains usually are. I'm not saying this replaces everything overnight. I'm saying there's been efficiency left on the table by not thinking about airflow as a system. I've taken steps to protect the concept, so this video is about understanding, not disclosure. If you've ever wondered why cooling and aerodynamics still feel like separate conversations, this is why I started thinking about them together. Every time I park my truck, I think, I wish this hood line was lower. Maybe that's where ideas like this start.